On love, Delta9 travelers, welcome in. Welcome into the Sunday presentation. Listen, so many things. So many things for us to get into before we begin the work week so that we could be up to speed with all of these very important and trending headlines. I want to say a special thank you to all the persons coming in early part of the live. As you come in, ladies and gentlemen, it costs you nothing. Before you forget, as we start going into all of these different headlines, whatever brought you to the channel, let that same energy make you say, listen, let me thumbs up this live before I forget, because it definitely helps to promote the video in the algorithm, and it helps us over here behind the scenes with everything that we got going on with the channel. And consider subscribing too as well, so that you can stay abreast with everything that's going on in Guyana and in the diaspora. We got a lot of frequent travelers, international persons, local persons that come through and make the live presentation something special. Big up yourself, Wayne. Thanks for being a part of this live presentation. Wayne saying blessings. Big up yourself every time. I see the nines coming in the comment section, so I know that I'm coming through clearly all over the globe. Brian, big up yourself. Thanks for tuning in. Now, guess what? We're hearing this conversation about the compromise. Allegedly, the CCJ. When you think these headlines and these updates can't get any more out left, the CCJ now under allegations of being compromised. So what does that now mean for everything that's going on with the extradition proceedings with the Mohamed? Listen, so many things for us to analyze, so many headlines for us to get into, right? We're going to have a lot of updates coming in from the MV Barima as well. We're going to hear from a number of persons on those very important headlines that we definitely going to make sure that we keep on the front burner over here at Delta9 Media. Lorraine, thanks for being a frequent traveler right here on Delta9 Media Plus, for being a part of this live presentation. And Lorraine is shouting us out. Big up yourself, Lorraine. Thanks for tuning in every time. Listen, let's jump straight into these headlines. Got we cruising. It's a Sunday afternoon. Thanks for tuning in to Delta9 Media and spending some time here with us. Let's get straight into these headlines right now. Because recently, the leader of the opposition was out and about, and he was highlighting some of these things that's going on right now, you know. Because this is not just the first time, it's not the second time, and it's something that we notice as a trend. And to be fair, a lot of times, both political spectrums or the large parties in the country, you could say, might be a part of what's going on right here, because when one gets in power, they push this, they do this. When the other one in power, they push that, they do that. And somehow we, the persons in the center, the regular people, caught up between the political wrangling and tangling. Look at what's going on with the stadium as we're going down home stretch. Right? Well, guess what? This is not the only project. Look at what's going on with the overpass. And the leader of the opposition is about to highlight it. And this is another thing that we could highlight and look at and say, listen, unity or else is more the same. Unity or more the same. Let's jump into these details right now, right here with Delta9 Media. Big up to all the travelers who are live with us.
Overhead pedestrian crosswalk. We have a total of 5 pedestrian crosswalks on the East Bank. I visited all 5. Last night I visited some, and this morning I visited the remainder. These crosswalks cost taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars. They were built under APNU's tenure. And it's sad to see the condition of these pedestrian crosswalks. They are rapidly deteriorating. Why is it that both governments, every time they go into power, they would just, if APNU did these crosswalks, the PPP can just leave them to deteriorate? It shouldn't be that way. We should build on these crosswalks. We should maintain these crosswalks. This money doesn't belong to APNU or the PPP. It belongs to the people of Guyana. Two of the crosswalks, in the evening, the lights are working just on two of them. Now, at the Eccles crosswalk, I'm calling on the embattled and the failure minister in Dar to send down a team immediately. We have high voltage wires exposed, and we have two schools. The children from these schools, from the Eccles School and the Success of Elementary, they would use these crosswalks. And children are curious. It is less than 2 inches away from here, from the material, from the poles, from the mesh. And anytime these high voltage wires touch this, it can give off current and shock persons. And we don't want to lose lives like that. So send out the team immediately. We need a team to come out here to maintain these crosswalks. Look at the condition. Look. Look. You can see. You can put your hand through and through. Look here. We cannot abandon our infrastructure. These infrastructure belong to the people of Guyana, not AP and you're the PPP. Look right through. Right through. Look here. Look here. Look. Look. All the PPP, all they're concerned about is to promote their party. We got the billboards, the electronic signboards and billboards to spread misinformation about the opposition leader. Numerous times I saw myself here spreading misinformation on these billboards. To me, this is the only purpose of these crosswalks for the PPP. They don't care to maintain the crosswalks. Just look at the condition. Right through. I don't know when last they come and clean the crosswalks. Look up. Look all here. Put your hands through.
Wow.
Even the elevators, I'm sure, is not working for differently able brothers and sisters. How can they access the sidewalk? How can a person in the wheelchair access the sidewalk? They have no slope, so wheelchairs to cater for our differently able brothers and sisters. So once again, I'm calling on this uncaring government to ensure that you maintain these 5 crosswalks, and in Dar, send out a team now to sort out the exposed high voltage wires.
Please and thank you. Before something go on, and next thing you hear, a GPL person find themselves in problem because they get thrown on the bus, right? Please and thank you. Look at the wire exposed, and there's a full metal trap you're walking through right there, full metal cage. Listen, we could do better. We could afford better. Why is the country running in this manner? Big up yourself to all of those who are live with us right now. Billis, big up yourself. Ravi, thanks for tuning in. Everyone is wrong, only Mohamed is right. Can you believe that? I'm telling you. Big up yourself, Ravi. Thanks for being a part of the live presentation. That's a powerful question. What are your views, Delta9 Media? Drop it into the comment section. Wayne is saying the PPP lies, 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 and more lies. The most corrupt government in the world. I hope there's not the real truth. Burnell is saying good night, Delta9 family. Tuning in all the way from Port Kaituma. See that? International connections. We all over. Big up yourself, Burnell. Thanks for being a part of this live presentation, buddy. Brian is saying, well, that's how the PPP keep divide and rule alive. You know, the thing about that, Brian, is the fact that the people is the one who's suffering the most when things like this go down. It's sad. It's a sad reality that we gotta be a part of when we really analyze these things. But guess what? Recently, as I was doing regular research and stuff like that, I came across an article that's saying the CCJ somehow allegedly might be compromised. And I said, but wait, it's not the CCJ just give out this big verdict and everything going on with the extradition and stuff like that. It's not the CCJ we was putting all of this, hope and trusting to give some kind of justice in what's going on right here. We analyze and hear what's going on with this preliminary information, because I know there's going to be a whole lot of other updates on this. So let's hear what's going on with these insights right now.
Region's highest court basically fracturing its own democratic foundation. And not over some landmark constitutional ruling, but over like an email about a bench jacket. Welcome to this deep dive.
It really sounds absurd when you put it like that.
Right. But today, our mission for you is to explore this truly unprecedented internal crisis at the CCJ, the Caribbean Court of Justice. We're using reporting from the Trinidad Express, HGP Nightly News, and News Source Guyana.
And we're looking at how a seemingly routine administrative email just, blew the lid off accusations of a dictatorial environment at the region's highest court.
Okay, let's unpack this, because this started chronologically, right? With like a dress code?
Yeah, exactly. The spark was an email on June 22, 2026 from the CCJ president, Justice Winston Charles Anderson. He proposed a new judicial dress code.
Which, I mean, that doesn't sound too crazy on its own.
Right, but instead of seeking consensus from his fellow judges, he basically indicated he was taking it straight to the Regional Judicial Legal Services Commission, or the RJLSC.
Wow, completely bypassing the other judges.
Completely. And 5 of the 6 sitting judges, so that's Justices Ibo Osuji, Ananaiwu, Bolkin, Rajnath Lee, and Jamadar, they objected fiercely.
Okay, I have to push back here, though. I mean, think of it like a boss unilaterally forcing a controversial new uniform on employees. As the president of the court, isn't he effectively the CEO? If you manage a team, you set the administrative agenda, right?
You would think so, but an apex court isn't a corporate hierarchy. It operates on collegiate consensus. Every judge essentially has equal standing.
Oh, I see. So it's not a top-down thing.
Exactly. And the RJLSC is designed to handle judicial appointments and discipline. It's not supposed to be weaponized by a president just to bypass peer consensus on daily rules.
So the judges felt the code just ignored their required consultation.
Yes, and Justice Birkin pointed out the substance was flawed too. Like, rigid dress styles could actually marginalize religious minorities. For example, a judge wanting to wear a skull cap in court.
Right, so the dress code wasn't even the real issue here. It was basically a symptom of a much deeper institutional rot.
Oh, absolutely. The real fire is in the explosive internal emails that leaked.
Yeah, because Justice Jamadar explicitly called the environment toxic. And he brought up the Mohamed versus Militia extradition case.
That's right. He alleged that Anderson tried to authoritatively force his own opinions on dissenting judges during actual rulings.
Which is wild. You can't just mandate agreement on a legal ruling.
No, you can't. And what's fascinating here is how quickly an administrative grievance bleeds into the perceived integrity of actual jurisprudence.
Because Justice Ibo Osuji claimed Anderson explicitly stated in a meeting that he was not, quote, running a democracy.
Yeah, and that he would dictate the court's direction as he saw fit. If true, imposing his will on an extradition ruling breaks the very mechanics of how appellate decisions are forged.
Right, they need that rigorous equal debate. Which brings us to the broader web here, because this internal dysfunction is mirroring external political controversies.
specifically moving from the courtroom into regional politics, like what we're seeing with the shuttle diplomacy in Guyana.
Yes, and I want to make a crucial disclaimer right here for you listening. We are impartially reporting these politically sensitive claims straight from the sources.
Exactly. We are not taking sides or endorsing any political viewpoint whatsoever. We're just looking at what was reported.
Right. So, according to those reports, Guyana opposition leader Aubrey Norton claimed Anderson personally engaged him.
Yeah, regarding the appointment and the sudden early retirement of acting Chancellor Justice Yonette Cummings Edwards.
And VPAC Chairman Dorwayne Bess is now calling for a formal inquiry into this whole shuttle diplomacy thing, right?
He is, because that specific maneuver is, it's incredibly delicate. Appointing a chancellor in Guyana requires explicit constitutional agreement between the president and the opposition leader.
So an apex court president really shouldn't be back channeling political appointments.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Especially since those same appointments could eventually be litigated in front of his own bench.
Wow, that creates a massive conflict of interest. Why should you, the listener, care about this? Well, the CCJ is a final arbiter of the rule of law.
Right. If public trust in its impartiality erodes, the entire foundation of regional justice is compromised. If we connect this to the bigger picture, this exposes a massive blind spot.
So what does this all mean? We went from an email about robes to a structural crisis spanning the highest levels of Guyanese politics.
It really makes you wonder about the stability of the whole system.
It does, which leaves us with a provocative final thought for you to ponder. If the ultimate guardians of democracy and the rule of law are allegedly failing to practice it behind their own closed doors, what mechanism actually exists to hold an apex court accountable when the judges themselves are divided?
After Mohamed revealed the president farm, the president super mega farm. After Mohamed revealed the farm that could buy 10 boats for Guyana, the president initiated a whole played out murder charge against Mohamed. And you notice they're talking nothing about it now. And like a week or so after, I see the Caribbean Court of Justice come to this decision. And I want y'all to say, listen, I don't believe in coincidence. I believe that, the powers that may be, Carl Ali say, listen, y'all cool out, we can take care of this thing. We can take care of this thing in a different way. And then to come up with this decision that it make no sense. Because any Guyanese, every single Guyanese knows that what happening to the Mohammeds is political motivated. And these people in the Caribbean Court of Justice ain't no dunce. You can pick up let me say, at least a 10 to 12 years old and ask them, listen, y'all believe what Mohammed happened to Mohammed is political motivated? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I asked many people, only the PP supporters, even if they say, yeah, they say, but you look for it. But I warn y'all about this situation. And now, my words coming to pass. The fixing the case in the Caribbean Court of Justice, now I would say that this man have to be removed, and every single case that he was involved in against the Mohammeds got to return to the Caribbean Court of Justice.
I'm telling you, y'all, here we're going on there. Persons are calling it out. We analyzing it because we know there's going to be way more updates in the week coming in with this situation right here. This is very, very impactful to everything that's going on with the extradition process. Wayne, what's going on? Thanks for being a part of this live presentation. PA, insightful moderation is on the flight. Big up yourself every time. Thanks for tuning into this presentation. Plus, being a moderator. Vibert, one people, one nation, one destiny. Definitely the motto. And thanks for tuning in to the live. Good night and blessings to everyone. Big up yourself, Anne.
This thing got to stop at this moment. The magistrate, the Lord magistrate, this thing got to stop. I don't know what they're gonna do, but the Attorney General of Guyana is supposed to stop this thing right now, because justice must be seen to be served. Guyanese people must feel that justice is served. And right now, how this going is, this ain't going as justice. This going down as injustice. This going down as injustice, and I warn y'all about this here before. You know, and I believe everything that's said in the report. You know why? You know why? Because since I watching the president of Guyana, we operate, he's throw wrong money, forget things he way. Wrong or right, he's throw wrong money, forget things he way. You remember, I don't know, remind you when it's election time, he bribe the Guyanese people. When the farm come out, he bribe them. I don't know when they can get the money, we bribe them the 200,000 because the boat incident happened. But you stay on the back for the money. So I saying that bribe pass there. I saying bribe pass there because this is how we just operate. Right? This is how we just operate. So we got to do something about this situation. We got to do something about this situation, because what we're doing is trying all means to get Mohamed out of Guyana. Listen, let me face it. Mohamed is like the golden child in Guyana right now. Mohamed is like the golden child. Nobody never make the PPP so uncomfortable. Right? It's Ali himself. Say you don't want Mohamed as the opposition leader. You want nothing. You want to choose for we. We choose the opposition leader, but he want to choose for we. And we really choose this man to be the president. But some rigmarole thing will happen there. And we don't know what really happened there. Some rigmarole, you know, PPP tricks. And there's this situation today. And this now, let me see what part this gonna go. Let me see what part this gonna go. Because this wasn't to me the video today. The video today, I would have point out to y'all about but before I forget, this COI, this commissioner inquiry, and this is the next warning, a warning, y'all. You see them two Trinidadian, them two Trinidadian on the panel. Remember, 5 people on a panel, right? If you get 1 and 2 don't make up the mind. And what is commissioner inquiry have to look at the whole scene. It have to look at if the ministry was negligent, if they had reports that this boat was not seaworthy and the ministry docked it. Even though you could say the captain responsible, I understand that, but in Guyana terms, they really don't really work too well. We know because, you say you're doing something to knock you off and your children hungry and whatever, somebody else glad for do the job. Because that's what it turned to the supporters of the APNU and the other supporters. So they turned me to white mouths. Yeah, white mouths, mean we ain't giving the children them no skill and no ability no more. It's white mouth. They only just want to share gunmen and they want people for like keep them in power. People who gonna run up to people with a gun in the hand and run up.
Full scrape type of society they're trying to create. Powerful points. We're analyzing it, We're analyzing it. Because still in Trinidad is where this situation would have originated, where persons started to highlight certain things, but we're paying careful attention to what's going on with this. Careful attention, because this will have a very big impact Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media line.
Blessed Sunday afternoon to you and the family and all the loyal viewers.
Big up yourself, Al. What's going on for you, say?
I hear the home for the relaxing and see
Chilling
again
on a Sunday.
notification.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I see the notification and say I got lagging.
Yeah,
Stop
yeah.
lagging from the game.
What do you think about these recent
people,
developments?
Before I go further, right? I do log on it right now and commenting. Hope you all like up the like. It helps it to spread it all around the algorithm. So like up the like I do. As soon as you're locked in, go to your right, press that thumbs up. Give
Every
it a
time.
thumbs up.
Big up yourself. Thanks for that.
Yeah. Like I was saying, I had a discussion which I talked about, where they say Mohamed is fighting for his life and not for the people of Guyana. And I tell people, I said, listen to me. If I was in the situation of Mohamed, I have to fight for me. Because if Mohamed gets taken out, who's going to fight for the people of Guyana? You got to fight for you plus the people. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So people are saying, oh, he's doing this just free, tying it. If I'm for the people, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like the only man, but I get a situation where the people are going up again, trying to get rid of me. I can't fight for me, sir. I can't fight for me too at the same time because I see I'm the only way for these people to get out of this struggle that they in. So if I disappear, if Mohamed disappears today, what do you think? What do you think? Let me give people things to think about. What do you think gonna happen? Who gonna fight for the poor? Listen, a man could change his mind. People keep saying no, just like I'm bringing this again to people. They said Mohamed was part of the PPP and he still part, he never left and there to do this and not about this. So James Bond was part of the APNU. All of the other people that left the APNU. So they still part of the APNU and them inside the PPP government just to fight for the APNU. We gotta be careful what we say. I get friends that wrong and do wrong thing, and today I don't even talk to them. I burn them out because of the lane they was they're going down. You see? So Mohamed have to fight for him plus the people. So if he fight him for stay there, because he see he could do, hey, you can't just look at, oh, he fighting for him. Because a lot of things he fighting out, like with the overpass, I'm an electrician by trade.
Yeah.
You can't get wires like that. The worst thing is if they have a storm.
And the wind make that thing there, right?
Boy.
Boy.
The boat's gonna be more with the lightning and thunder, bro. That would cook whoever. Bro,
and then you might hear a GPL man get blamed, right? Or the last person to climb a pole in the area. I'm telling you.
Yes. Because APNU build it, you're gonna dismiss it. What? That's how you run. This is how you lead people. These guys is ruler, bro. Them is ruler, bro. They come here like with a Moses law. Yes, they ain't get time for people, bro. And like I tell, this is what I'm put on your show today. Let me say this before I go. Now the police, the soldier, are standing up there, doing what the government telling them to do, towards the people them. Then get there on the feet. Boy, listen to what I'm telling you, Guyanese armed force, the soldier, the police, and whatever department within it. If all y'all or half of y'all walk out and go up on a picket line, they can't fire everybody. They can't fire half of the armed force. Because we're going to let. Y'all check it out, bro. You all got to come and join the picture. Y'all see the wrong. And you see how they try. The little money you got, kill your brother for. Because when you got to eat some food, your brother got to become your enemy. Come on, bro.
Ambushing the night.
Ambushing the night. You're
That's it.
ambushing your brother just to stay alive. No, you could receive more money than that. You need to start taking to with the people. You need to step behind the line. Walk off the job. Oh, you think when you name him Buckingham Pastor? Oh, you think the man get it? He and the military realize they have the numbers and they sit upon the government to get them out of power, bro. Y'all have the power to do that. It's not like y'all, this is what I'm saying. It's not like y'all is losing anything and the government is taking care of y'all. Make sure y'all living comfortable. Y'all gotta keep robbing y'all own people for survive. Why they living in mansion? Living in a village that everything light water, everything running to the fullest with hot water, bath and all these things. And y'all got, if y'all want hot water, y'all got to boil it and mix it. Bro, come on, bro. Come on. That makes sense. That deal is.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself to all the persons that are live with us right now. Frequent travelers are calling in, giving their views about what we're analyzing right here. What y'all think about some of what we're highlighting so far in this live presentation? Drop it in the comment section or call it in. I'm telling you, so many headlines as we update ourselves before the beginning of the work week.
A natural way to stay ready, baby. 'Cause I'm ready for you, Mr. C.
The ultimate male supplement. Men's total wellness formula, packed with essential nutrients for men's health.
She'll call you Mr. C.
Greetings, we're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Hello.
Greetings, Mr. Flash Garden. What's going on, Elder?
Yes. Good evening to you and all my black brothers and sisters, including your family, parents. But listen to me. I'm going to disagree with that black man who is talking for that video.
Yeah.
Also, that brother, I respect him, me like him. But what I cannot understand with we black people, there has come a time when God has made sure that black folks have something good to receive. And when it comes in front of our face, we do it like when we kick on a bucket of milk. This black man who said, Mohamed is the golden child in Guyana. What nonsense you're teaching little black people? That any criminal is thing and man, because he get money to rule the country. When he done the bad thing and the way he get that money, what's wrong with black people? No, this little brother here, I will call him brother. You have to be careful. Nobody in acting, Mohamed, why you don't want to pay that $190 something billion? That same money could have do something for the crossover without a why was exposed. Why black man don't call upon Mohamed? For take shame out I had paid that $1 billion. How Mohamed gets all the tax money? Because he was with them 28 years. He was enjoying life. Look how many gold and diamond he smuggled out. These are the things that can talk about this program here. Nobody in telling Mohamed, go pay the money. Why you don't want to back up and go and answer charge? This is not political something with them two brothers fighting each other. We should be glad and start a bill for deputy fee out. But don't join Mohamed for Mohamed nonsense. Where was Mohamed 28 years? Can anybody come and answer me question? What Mohamed was doing? He was in church as a white folk. He was helping the government to keep black people at the bottom of the ladder and punishing them. Black people, let Mohamed go and face the charge. Let Mohamed start owning the country as you had some. David, I said something a couple nights ago. He said, let Mohamed go in East in a neighborhood and push down barrel and see what he got. He got to Barbie and push down barrel. Let's keep spend some of that money and repair the same class with other wire exposed. Why are you not even start and encourage why man they don't want to go and protest in front of the thing house night time for something what going to benefit Guyanese, fair election and new voter list and every other thing that comes that. That is important right now. Start from number one. Don't come from 20. Terracing is the biggest problem right now in Guyana. To set black people free. Why don't go in front of us? Let anybody come and ask me. And ask me a question. Ask the question too. Why Mohamed don't want to protest in front of the same building night time? He went to the speaker of the house. He went to Edge. But why cannot go to the same building, my brother? Can you answer? Is that important or not important? Agile is not going before we go. Agile not going anywhere unless the American ambassador call them boys and say, hey, let Agile resign and come back later on. Like what Sarah Lynch did with the minister who alleged with a 16-year-old girl. Sarah Lynch called it, look, it's too hot. And the sexual statement comment, I will let him resign now.
Powerful point
Thank you very much for listening to the program.
Powerful point coming in from the elder, Mr. Flash Garden. Want to big up yourself to all the elders that are tuned in right now. What are your views about the insights that was just shared? Drop it into the comment section or call it in. I'm telling you, we analyzing what's going on. Allegedly, there's elements that were exposed that brings to question the compromising of the judgments that would have came down recently from the CCJ, and we're analyzing these details. I'm telling you, strong allegations, very strong allegations. Shell is saying, what about the 2020 elections? He is the one that paid 50 million, allegedly. Allegedly. I'm telling you. Big up yourself, Raymond. Thanks for dropping the nines in the comment section. We coming through clearly. Well, this is what the Attorney General was highlighting recently.
Criticizing the Vice President and the President for statements made. Three of the four judges said that the Attorney General is biased. Well, I don't know that I am not biased. But my contention always was that my bias doesn't have the legal impact required to invalidate any process. And that has always been my position. Four out of the 7 judges said that whatever bias I may possess had no connection to the case, and that my involvement was minimal. All I did was to advise the minister on elementary principles of law, and that has always been my position. So again, there is no need for clarity there, that those positions are clear. What I want to say, though, is that I am an elected politician. I am not a technocratic or technocrat minister. I am elected. I went to the polls and I was elected. I am a politician. And when persons of political leanings are involved in litigation of a political type or non-political type, and they make statements in the public domain seeking to politicize litigation involving the state and the Attorney General, and they make those statements outside of court, the Attorney General will respond. The Attorney General has a duty to respond and will do so in due deference to the established and requisite legal principles. When litigants, whether they are politicians or not, subject the legal system to unfair and baseless attacks, or subject the administration of justice to scurrilous and scandalizing attacks, the minister with responsibility for justice doesn't have the luxury of remaining quiet. It is the duty of the Minister of Justice in those circumstances to defend the legal system and the administration of justice. And this Minister of Justice will not resile or derogate from that duty and solemn responsibility. Of course, it will be done in due compliance with and in due observance of the relevant legal principles regarding pending litigation. I just thought that I'll put that out there.
Who's going around about the CCJ and Justice Peter Jamadar, hero buddy, thank you, and Justice Anderson, the head of the CCJ. I was very surprised when I know part of our group here in New York. I was very surprised when the CCJ came down with their decision against Mohamed like that. I definitely was. I was not confident that that was not coerced, right? And it's coming out to proof now. Justice Jamadar, Peter Jamadar, you should be proud. You should be proud that you were raised well. Your parents should be proud of you. Your children, your wives, your brothers, your sisters. I know I'm a Guyanese. I'm in New York, bro. I'm proud of you, sir, for what you've done. Just the courage it takes. We all know it takes courage to make change, right? And to do the right thing. To do the right thing when no one is watching is integrity, Peter. Thank you so much. And to Justice Anderson, I would like for you to correct this and to reach out to the other 5 or 6 justices that do have questions concerning your sense of democratic processes when it comes to the judicial system. We would just like to be, have a very fair and high integrity system. We all know that the ICC was put there to jail Black and brown leaders so that the West can go in and rape and murder and loot their resources when they refuse to give it up, right? Look at what the ICC did. We don't want the CCJ to become a carbon copy of a little brother of the ICC. And I hope CARICOM, the leaders, are taking stock, because the Win Party's taking stock. And we have a long ass memory, okay? Long. It's not gonna go unforgiven.
if this continues like this, Justice Anderson. Not a threat, just so you know. What goes around, come around, buddy. Do the right thing. We need people in these positions to be world leaders like you're there to do, to fairly judge individuals.
Real thing.
Right?
We even hear in this conversation that the CCJ should be moving headquarters to Guyana. What y'all think about that? Man, listen, so much going on.
Now, if this compromise has affected Mr. Mohamed, should that case be thrown out altogether? Huh? Should it be thrown out? And now I'm going to reach out to the judges in Guyana that's going to have to see this, magistrate or judges, like Judge Judy, I think, is going to hear it. And Judge Judy, please take a look at this. And, you know, we have the highest belief and trust in you, at high integrity, that you do the right thing without personal involvement with anything. Let the law be what the law should be, black and white, fair for all, right? And you see, Judge Judy, you are the most valuable person in Guyana. Value. We need you to stop the spiral of this dictatorship that's happening in Guyana. I mean, an absolute collapse of society, rule of law, rules and regulations being trampled upon, decency, the lawful care for every Guyanese is not there. There's a multiracial group of Guyanese people, but it's like divided into multi-classism, right? The top level from each group gets what they get, right? And we want you to help with that. We want you to help to rebuild Guyana, Judge Judy. You're very important, right? I see you as the most valuable person. I see Mr. Mohamed as the most important person. Now, he's important to the people. You give him the value to dissipate to the people. That's where I see you're so much more important. You're valuable as to his importance, right? And we need you to step up and do the right thing. You know, this entire sanction, it's just a bunch of scams, okay? It was put there to do exactly what they're trying to do and to derail him from running for office. The
persons are analyzing it, Delta9 travelers, locally and internationally. These are the headlines. These are the headlines right now, before we step into the work week, that we're making sure we stay abreast with, because there's going to be developments. There's definitely going to be a whole lot of updates coming in on this and a number of other headlines as well, right? Allegedly, there might be some amount of compromise with the CCJ. Greetings, Mr. Flash Garden.
Yes, Flash Garden don't like to hear nonsense, man. Oh, man, this is so important to black people and American people. Only with 95 black people vote. Where was Mohamed 28 years? The question we keep asking, what he was doing 28 years, he know black people was punishing and American people. How come he's more important now after? God of mercy, Lord help us, God, tonight. After the sanction, if there was no sanction on Mohamed, God bless the American government to the end of the day, we would never know the benefits at our goal, man, will smuggle out. America don't care what Mohamed did in his country. America care of protecting the interests and the citizens and the law for the country is done. America sanctioned him, not because of what he did in Guyana. We black people have to understand where was Mohamed all these years. If there was no sanction, my black brothers and sisters, we will never know Mohamed love black and American. Mohamed would have never walked. We will never mess in the world. I will dismanage Georgetown Party. He will never use the word. But because them boy, he represent him. Because he's pumping, bring the dollar in the campaign for keep black man poverty. See that the people always come and remind black people, don't let Mohamed keep full of you. Don't the black man going to them, boy, he was shoot us down. And I run away from the fact. How many black men have worked for that? And I was getting paid tax over dollar and cannot live a good life, live it from paycheck to paycheck because of Mohamed. Because he did not care a damn day one thing. Mohamed knows that boy have that land for years. All of them get lands. Mohamed never come and tell black man how many land he get, how many pay for it. John, you tell Grinja, I will not pay $1 more. You're lucky I will not go inside there because we got to pay $1 more. And interest, all this nonsense. And black men fight for Mohamed. The CCJ treat us the same way they treat them. We should try and focus, forget everything out of the place and give us a free election. The black man should call in and tell Mohamed, like protection for me, man. And when you bad boy, bambasing me. Listen to me. I don't know you, but the Constitution says the citizens have a right for peaceful protest, but they cannot use the word fire and smoke. No. But when you turn those words upside down, you will see you could only get victory with fire and smoke and disturbance with a revolution. Look at every country that have protest and government have to change mind or step down and reach the citizen who put them inside here. You gotta put fire and smoke up in here. You have to disturb into our business from the airport come right down. If I want victory, Mohamed got to go to America. Look how many black boys get sanctioned, and America was to say, we need Tom Jones, and then we got to go. Them arrested, lock up, and go. Why are you fighting Mohamed for staying? Why?
Powerful question.
Mohamed is fighting for the country, brother and sister. $190 something billion all these years. Mohamed is paying taxes. I just work hard to pay tax. Day and night. Thank you very much for this program.
Big up yourself to Mr. Garden. I know a number of persons in the chat got some opposing views towards what the elder might be saying. Persons on the live as well. What are your views, Delta9 travelers? Because we analyzing this thing, you know. We analyzing this thing. Everybody's gonna have their perspective. We're just having a respectful, thoughtful discussion. You know? Swan Girl, thanks for being a part of the live. Wayne is saying the PPP government give a lot of brown bag. Telling you. A whole lot of cash drip. Swan Girl saying that man and the lal talks much and is only talking a whole lot of malarkey. Telling you.
Better the people. Judge Judy is for the people. Be on the right side of history here for us. I'm not saying you're not going to do the right thing, but I want you to think how valuable you are to this country and the rebuild and the rebirth of this country. This is a renaissance and a revolution happening right now. And we absolutely need you to do the right thing. Let's get a start. You will go down in history as probably the greatest, most valuable judicial person, judge, magistrate ever. Let's do this right. And you see what's happening. There is no, you see, you know, you feel it, you sense it. It's thick in the air. You breathe it. It's there. Let's correct this. And we beg on you to be a Peter Jamadar, to be brave.
Persons making their requests as they analyze these recent developments. What y'all think about this, Delta9 travelers? Because it's been a while now that a number of persons have been analyzing what's really going on with this extradition process.
From the Caribbean Court of Justice in relation to the extradition case against the leader of the opposition and his father. A quick recap, according to Nandalal, the Attorney General, the government of Guyana received extradition requests from the U.S. government in October of 2025. And because Extradition Mohamed and his father are indicted in the U.S., I think on 11 count of all kind of charges relating to wire stuff, wire fraud, and 11. So they made a request on the 30th, according to the Attorney General, of October, right? And then they arrested Extradition Mohamed on the 31st of October. He went to court on the very day, and the magistrate, Judy Latchman, who was brought from East Bank to Georgetown to deal with that matter, granted them bail. And right away, a spoke was put in the wheel of the PPP, right? Because the next working day, which would have been the Monday, was the day when Parliament was set to convene, right? I think that would have been the 30th of, the 3rd rather, of November. Parliament was set to convene. It was clear then that the plan was to arrest Mohamed on Friday, the 31st of October, take him before the magistrate with an expectation that he would have been remanded. And if you get remanded, it means that he could not have gone to Parliament when it was convened. By now, you know that his party got the second highest number of seats. He could not have gone to Parliament. Therefore, he would not have been a member of Parliament. And if you're not a member of Parliament, you cannot be elected as the leader of the opposition. That was the plan, to keep him out of Parliament altogether. That plan backfired spectacularly, right? So then the speaker, the boombox speaker, the mini-box speaker intervened and delayed the convening of the meeting of the members of the opposition to elect a speaker. That run, the international community had to get involved, and then the speaker came out with a long statement. He gave himself certain authority that the Constitution did not give him. Constitution said that all he had to do was to convene the meeting of the members of the opposition, and they will elect the leader of the opposition. He will chair the meeting. That's all he had to do. But he decided that it would not be right for him to call a meeting when the person who was likely to be elected is facing extradition proceedings and all type of crap this man brought into this thing. So eventually, after pressure was applied, Extradition Mohamed was elected the leader of the opposition, right? So he got a background. And the extradition proceedings was continuing, and they moved to the courts in Guyana, arguing about bias. They got this thing where they call the authority to proceed, which is issued by the Minister of Home Affairs.
Bias, that's the conversation. Should the extradition process proceed? As of now, the stay is lifted. We could wake up tomorrow, sometime during the week, and there can be some developments that will rock the foundation in the political space in Guyana. Greetings, we're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Yeah, Delta. You know what I keep hearing people saying, right? Like the Cap Cafe. They keep saying the leader of the opposition. It's not the leader of the opposition. The leader of the leading opposition. It's more than one opposition. And that's where people is getting carried away, and some people are, and listen, he alone is not the three opposition there, but he are the leading opposition. That you have the numbers in Parliament. So people got to stop saying the leader of the opposition. So when they say that, they've just put him alone as the opposition when they have two more other opposition parties in Parliament. You understand? So they need to start rephrasing how they are threatening Mohamed by just calling him he is the leader of the one. It's three opposition, not one. You know, and people gotta understand that, you know, that's why Mohamed is getting beat down, because everybody is saying, hey, the opposition leader. No, the leading opposition leader, because you have the numbers, and you have the second leader of the opposition party, the second leading opposition party, the APNU, then comes forward.
Big up yourself, man. Insights coming in from the frequent travelers. I'm telling you, as we analyze the poll question of the day, given the recent revelations, do you think that the CCJ may be biased towards the Mohammeds? Given the recent revelations, do you think that the CCJ may be biased or might be biased towards the Mohammeds? 69% is saying yes, 31% is saying no. That's the poll question of the day. Given the recent revelations, do you think that the CCJ is biased towards the Mohammeds? 71% now saying yes, and 29% saying no. Poll question is up on the channel right now. Participate. We're analyzing it, all the headlines and everything that's going on right now in our country before the beginning of the work week, cruising on a Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening actually. I know the sun's still up on my side of the globe, even though it's 7-something in the evening. It's summertime in the US. It's a normal thing. But I know in most other places it's going to be nighttime. It's a Sunday night. Thanks to all of those who are tuned in. 73% is saying yes, given the recent revelations, the CCJ may be biased towards the Mohammed, right? 27% is saying no. As we jump into other headlines right now, and other things that are trending in our beautiful country, we ain't forgetting this, you know. We will not forget. We will not allow them to come around and tell us about custom village and this, that, and the third, and a grant this, and a development that, and this, that, and everything is good and right with all of those things, because development is a good thing and it's a must. And it's always a good thing when persons could have access to capital, because that gives entrepreneurs the ultimate opportunities to better their lives and the lives of their loved ones. But we're not going to just brush this MV Barima story under the rug. And we're going to get into some of these headlines right now. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media. Yeah.
No. Bullet with the government. Bullet with Alien in Melanie. And James Bond, bullet for James Bond too. Because he speaks, and I think he really knows his speech. He's saying things, but he really can't tell what he's saying on all these things. Why you going on? Why you want to develop village that already developed? Why? Why they're breaking down places that need to be developed? Those are the people that you break down the place they are supposed to go and develop and try and let these people live comfortable, right? Am I right? Make sense?
Make it make sense. Real thing.
Don't make no sense. Now, James Van talking, oh, why they don't come, they don't allow you to go there and do Melanie cast off. Yes, Burnham is an icon of a black leader. That's why his name always mentioned. Leader, not a ruler, leader. And he build a village with his dad's name and leave a legacy. Why you, James Bond, as a black person, are saying the PPP should go in there and break it down and build what they want? They're gonna erase something that Burnham put here. They're erasing Burnham history, his legacy. Why you think Linden is so under pressure? Because that is legacy of Burnham. It was named after him, Linden Fox Burnham.
So
that's what I was told doing now.
It's a full fight down.
So, yes, but James Bond is such an yes. And he is saying things, he is saying, yeah, Burnham daughter. Bro, first of all, James Bond, and the people that said they should have been allowed them. When they break these houses down, develop these big buildings, all the roads, who's gonna own these places? Some people already own those houses fully, and all they're paying is raise the tax. Because it was built by Burnham for affordable housing scheme. That we have one of them called Vitus housing scheme, BV housing scheme. These are places which was built by Burnham.
Yeah.
And for affordable working people. And I know my family them already don't pay for their own. I have family live in Melanie, Vitus, BV housing scheme, and it's already paid for. You go to Melanie, and you see some of the house. My cousin them, I have 3 people live there. And if you see the house, if you see the extension on the house, so why did you go in there and develop? Why does it need to be developed? Don't you think need to develop in Melanie? Is build a proper road and give the people them. Build proper road and drainage and give them. Give them proper water. Give them proper lighting. You don't need to touch your property.
So you're saying it's looking like a big scapegoat and distraction from everything we're going on with the MV Barima.
The ignorant of them don't come in and say, why they trying? Why AP and you this? Yo, bro, these guys are unified right now. Let them do what they're doing.
Yeah.
Regardless, Mohammed, whoever, if they could come together, the big elephant in the house is the PPP. They don't care whoever, you do what you gotta do to get them out.
Real thing.
That's it. But James Bond get me mad, bro. Real mad after now, bro. To see this money, the PPP was squeezing him. I go in the club sometime in there and he got shot down because the police come and shut him down. He take people money, he got give back their tight keep no party. And he just come, bro. Who don't know you is an opportunist. I know them. And you is not real. Because if you're going to turn around and fight in the hand was feeding you while you was getting fight down. Bro, I dare listen.
Telling you, persons calling it out. As we start to analyze what's going on with the MV Barima and the recent updates. Right here on Delta9 Media.
Samsung, keeping us connected no matter where in the world we're located. 8 Butterfly Black Seed, loaded with antioxidants and essential nutrients for your body's needs. Breathe better, feel better, live healthier. All the benefits of black seed oil without the taste. 8 Butterfly Black Seed Capsule.
And I will hold it on the next side of it.
Oh my gosh. And how long after like people come to rescue you guys, or how long you hold on to the under life jacket for?
till next morning, like I mean, around 7 something, I guess.
Dark.
The whole night we were in the water fighting for survive.
So that one jacket,
all the time.
that one jacket that both of you was holding on to, saved you guys for how long?
Till the finally, till the rescuing.
And did you guys drift far in the middle of the ocean?
Yeah, the water was going out, so it lashed me out and it lashed me back in. And we were just holding and praying to God, asking God just to give me strength to keep holding and don't lose right through.
So wait, when you realized that people saying that the boat was sinking and you were fighting to come up, and that's the only thing you could find, like that jacket and the lady you was with, did you guys, when you guys was in the water, was you guys fighting for that jacket, or you said, okay, both of us gonna hold on to this?
Yeah, that's what we said. Both of us will hold on. Nobody was giving up. We were holding us, just giving one another hope. Because she can't swim. She asked me if I can swim. I said yes, a little. And then she told me that she can't swim. So I said, hold on. We both gonna hold on and pray God could save us.
When the boat go down and you come back and you hold on to that jacket and that lady was next to you, did you see people was trying to get help? Did you guys try to help anybody else, or you guys couldn't do anything to help anybody?
We couldn't do nothing because the place was dark. You were hearing people screaming and so, but you weren't seeing anybody because it was like the place was so dark. By the time the water knock you, so it just keep knocking you out from the boat.
Auntie, from your experience, like I know you travel with this boat a lot. At that day, when you were in that boat, did you think that boat was overloaded with people or no?
Yes, it was overloaded with goods and with people because it had a lot of children too. So it was overloaded.
So you saying that boat was overloaded? They put extra people in there.
It was overloaded. That is the reason why it go down so fast. And then remember when it overloaded and it can't on the one side, it gonna come back. All the way it go on the one side.
You know, the government are trying to cover this. They're trying to convince the people that this is not what happened. If this boat was overloaded, it can't go one side and could not manage to come back on the other side because it was too much. It was the load was too much, and people, they try to cover this, and people don't understand. When you try to cover the situation and you speak the truth, the government don't want you to speak the truth. And this woman is a survivor in this boat, and she said this boat was overloaded. Oh my God. Auntie, did you go downstairs in the canteen to buy anything for any reason?
No.
And there's a lot of people saying that the boat was taking in water, and they went to tell the crew member that the boat was, taking in water, and nobody wanted to listen to them.
Because they will do business.
And you think that this boat was too old to do this anymore because they said this boat is 80-something years old and they're supposed to change this boat?
Yes, because it always has problems. It always has problems. And they're always fixing it. So it was old for sure.
So from the time this boat capsized and you were holding on to this vest, how long in the water did you stay, and what time did they find you?
We stay from since 11 o'clock in the water till to 7 something in the morning. Next Sunday morning when they find me.
And you said the place was pitch dark. You guys couldn't see nothing.
Nothing. Place was dark, and like the water, they washed me a good way out. Because even when it washed me in back, we didn't even see in the channel light that it has.
And I think while you guys was holding on to this life jacket, right? what was running through your mind? Like both of you guys was in there, and I know you holding on to this life jacket. What was running through your mind at that point?
God, a lot of things. I was just asking God not to take my life because my husband only died last year, March, and I have one daughter. And I was thinking, what gonna happen to she if anything happened to me? What would become of her, you know? And I was just asking God for next chance all the time, begging for next chance.
Water 8-9 hour. That's how long it takes the Coast Guard or a stress call out to the government saying that this boat capsized to go and rescue these people. Why does it have to take so long for Guyana, the government to go find these people?
I overheard the gun. They go till 5 o'clock in the morning for look for people.
Wow.
That's why I overheard. I don't know how to do it. But I know the find we till 7 to 7 or after 7. And it's one of them small boat find we, fishing boat. And then car us to this Coast Guard boat. So where we went, they didn't go until the far. We were far away out.
Auntie, by holding on to this jacket, your finger was hurting you?
All my hands, up to now, my chest, I have a terrible pain. All here, they dig up because I try for balance on the life jacket top for help me for hold on.
And when the boat capsized, that was the only thing was inside for you guys to hold on to?
Yeah, and that pitch out by maybe by the impact of the boat, there's out that one pitch out because it didn't really had everything was locked up at the top of the boat, so you can't get it short, people like me. But the impact there's how that one pitch out, so we could have get for grapple it.
Wow. You know, chat this is an experience. The reason why, you know, these people need counseling. I'm pretty sure the government have places where you can go, and you know, these people they have to sleep with this. I'm pretty sure, Auntie, when you sleep at night, you think about these things that happen to you.
I still punish him for sleep night times. Sometimes when I go to sleep, it's like sometimes till 4 something, 3:30. And by the time you sleep, so it's like everything you're dreaming what happening like. And it's like you're frightened for sleep. So I just pray that now.
Uncle Flo, can I add something to that?
Yes.
This auntie name is on the list, right? And that tragedy happened like 3 weeks ago. And do you know, only today somebody reached out to this auntie?
Wow.
Only today, yeah. So for this past 3 weeks, she was suffering all by herself. She got no help, no nothing.
Lorraine, did the government give you anything?
It's only today me really get on to them through the American minister.
Mm-hmm.
But when they bring me home, the only thing that they give everybody that they went on for save, that's what they say, $50,000. That is the day when we get saved.
We were told that they give that $50,000 so people can buy some clothes and food and stuff like that, because they put you guys somewhere to stay until they rescue everybody.
Yeah. Since then, and nothing after then. Only today actually I get on to somebody when I go out to get it. I had a jacket and I were holding on the next side of it.
Oh my God.
PA saying it would be prudent for the opposition parties to have their own committee of inquiry on the Barima tragedy. I think a lot of people is holding that same perspective right there, buddy. Yeah. Up to now, they still didn't float the boat. Up to now, we're still to get some type of conclusion as to how many persons actually boarded the boat. Nobody really know what's going on with that. What's going on with the cargo manifest. I'm telling you. Big up to all of the travelers who are live with us right now. Dropping these insights in the comment section. Big up to the moderator, P. Alicock. Stay bringing insightful comments in the comment section. Thank you very much for being a part of the live. Mr. Flash Garden, live in the chat. Telling you. Shirley, thanks for tuning into the live presentation.
And obviously very traumatized survivor. She was in tears for a lot of the life, you know, and to hear that the government gave her $50,000 and sent her packing, put her in a plane, because like I told you, they want to disappear the survivors so they can make up their own list. And we await a full verified list of the survivors, so the opposition, the joint opposition, can do the work of going around and verifying for you that yes, Guyana, all the people they've put on this list actual survivors. But like I've said before, and in the live yesterday, I made the case for why there were very few survivors. It's very heartless to see that. But today, I want us to think about the fishermen and the people that are retailing fish out there. Now, unfortunately, because of the negligence to the upkeep of the vessel and the fact we had an 87-year-old piece of scrap iron floating, while the newer vessels that were bought to replace it were being used as party boats for the elite, and over 100 people had to drown unnecessarily, including women, babies, pregnant mothers, fathers, the whole people's families.
You're on to Delta9 Media.
Here was just thing, right? One with all these things we're supposed to set up for come to these people. How they move from there to building houses and cook. How they move from there. You name but no more play where these people, this is thing you're supposed to keep repeating and let these people know. They have no plan. They have no plan for helping these people. And this is why I'm mad with some of these people, bro. When these people come now for talk, ask them hard questions. And if they can't answer you, you got to say what Marley said. Chase them crazy ball head out of town. You gotta run them, bro. But you said no, but they sit down and they're touching all the BS in the face, bro. No place to come to these people. Everybody that was part of that situation did come to them. From the people them who lose loved ones to the people them who survive. Because the loved ones still traumatized by losing their loved ones. Some of them didn't even get their loved ones and how they bury them. Some of them didn't even get to see their loved ones before they bury. You understand? And these guys have nothing set up for these people. When you go back to Guyana, this is going to create more mad and homeless people.
Yeah.
Some people going to trigger off with this table. No joke.
Yeah.
We see ask some people how one with them. Oh, she lost his son or he lost his wife in this.
You know what's another thing? Before we jump into some more of what Mr. Daly's highlighting, you know what's one of the most impactful elements that contribute to mental health? And people could check it out. Poverty, body. Yeah. Yeah.
But I hear what they man. Let me hear what Mr. Bailey got said. All right, then.
Poverty is a big contributor to look at the index. Check it out online. You can see for yourself. Not just Delta9 Media saying that. Check it out. You can see.
Perish in this accident, right? Let's not turn away from that. So in addition to that having to happen, Guyana is facing multiple crises, because obviously the people were left to float in the water for over 7 hours before the government mobilized to rescue them. Even the woman yesterday said it seemed like the government went elsewhere, which seemed to corroborate with the theory we've been positing, that they were given the wrong coordinates. But she said a small fishing boat is who rescued her, and they were there drifting for hours and hours. So a lot of people drowned, and then they didn't send the divers in time, so people started floating up, and the people that drifted started floating up. So yes, and I've seen pictures myself that would suggest what else is in the water eating the bodies. Fishes will eat at anything in the water. This is not something, it's a very emotive issue here, but we have to be honest and we have to be direct with each other, because if someone can be honest with you in the beginning and say, yes, this is the situation, you could trust them. If they say, well, in 6 months or in 3 months, it will be safe to go eat the fish, if you're worried about it, you have any worry. Instead, the government has not responded to our anxieties with information and honesty and truth like we need. They responded with more gaslighting. Because people are fearful of eating fish. Let's just address the elephant in the room.
Yeah, persons is worried about what's going on with the fact that fish would normally consume persons that drown, right? So the fact that you have so many persons, that is one of the reasons why you're hearing a lot of conversations about the fish not selling. Shirley, thanks for being a part of the live. Shirley saying, Jill, no. Allegedly, the boat was overloaded. That's why he don't want the vessel to be lifted. People calling it out. Local, international, right? Saying they know the boat was overloaded. Big up yourself, Shirley.
The boat was not overloaded by passengers or by cargo. There was no engine problem or any mechanical problem.
Man, holding and sticking to that story there. Let's hope that we could get to the bottom of what really took place, though. Real thing.
People don't want to eat fish, a lot of people, myself included, and I'm not speaking against the fishermen. That's why I'm saying they require a cash grant or some sort of subvention at this point. I myself, I don't really feel like eating fish right now. Why would anybody want to fight me on that? I am still joining the nation in grieving what happened, and I don't feel comfortable eating fish right now. I love fish, I love seafood. I don't eat shrimp and crab, right? I had a bad experience with it, but I love seafood. I have no problem with people loving seafood, okay? At this present moment, I do not feel comfortable eating seafood. It have to be fish from inland. And the government responding and telling us that the fish that being sold is from other areas of the ocean, like y'all put up a wall in the sea. I didn't know that that's the level of control that the state have, even that y'all is dictator of the water, and y'all could direct the Bangameri where to go and where not to go. I didn't know trout had designated feeding zone, like them got a region, and it's got like water pass to go from one area to another. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So there is, I can entertain the likelihood of a statistical probability of something happening. If you came to me and told me, well, Francis, based on where the fish is caught, there's a much lower statistical probability. There's a probability of maybe 2%, 5% that any fish you get might have been from the area, right? And then you break down to us, okay, not all fish will feed on people that have been floating in the water or anything that, that is floating in the water. Some of them will eat live fish. Break it down to us. Break the science down to us. Do not come and gaslight the public, right? And just come and say, oh, the fish safe to eat. Well, that's very nice to know, but I don't trust the government on nothing. Here's a much better idea that the government could follow and get some traction on. Give the people a blood clot grant, right? I'm sorry to bring blood clot into it, but I want to bring stronger language, but there's a more moderate language. I could use on a life. Give the people the blood clot grant, right? This government is finding most funny times to hand out cash grants to citizens. We can talk today about how the proclivity for the administration of handing out cash grants to the agricultural sector is actually evidence that the agricultural sector they have been managing for decades is failing. Because if you have a successful business and you're doing well and the market forces around you are cohesive in such a manner as to allow you to thrive independently on your own merit and using your own steam, then you do not need a cash grant. That money could go to poor people. But if you're giving a cash grant to people in fishing and rice, you gotta give the sugar people. Everyone need a cash grant. Your system is failing and you're patching it at the seams. Okay? But if you find the money to give the fishermen them cash grant, however long, I pass the place I supposed to go. If you find the money to give the fishermen them the cash grant a while ago and you had the money to give them when apparently they didn't need it, however, find the money and give the fishermen now. Stop gaslighting the people of Guyana. If we don't want to eat fish, we're not eating fish. Everybody will at some point start to eat fish again. Hold on. I think this might be the person that concerned the Kangalams. I might have to take this call and come back.
To put my input concerning issues we are facing here in Guyana. First of all, I would like to talk about the indigenous people, my people, our people. You know, for over the years, when we trace the history of the indigenous people here in Guyana, we never had leaders to lead the people out of the struggle and out of poverty. The two shows, they are like slave masters, slave drivers. They just use the Amerindian Act to enrich themselves. They use it when it is necessary for their benefit. I'm very upset at this time. There is a time for everything, and this is the time for me to speak out. The way they use it against our opposition leader. You know, where we look at our motto, one people, one nation, one destiny. I think we shouldn't have Amerindian Act, laws that govern just one race in this country, and the leaders use it for their benefit. That is totally wrong. I'm totally against that. I think we should abolish the Amerindian Act and live as our motto. One people, one nation, one destiny, regardless of race. The laws was put aside by the slave masters, not by our foreparents. So I think we should abolish the Amerindian Act and unite in this country, and we would have peace and love. When we talk about leadership, there is a difference between leading and controlling. And my brothers who hold position as Tushao, they knows nothing about leadership. When we're leading a village, a community of people, we're supposed to be neutral. We can't take no steering or command or what we may term it as from the government or from no one. We are a leader to lead our people. And the village is made up of supporters of the Win Party, supporters of all the different parties, including the PPP. And as a Tushao, we should respect everyone in our village. And before we enforce one of the rules, like stopping someone to come in the village, we're supposed to have a general meeting and let the majority agree, okay, well, we don't want this person, not just the Tushao and his councillors, to do as they please. Shame at the Tushao I am ready to challenge each and every Tushaw to a face-to-face debate on leadership anytime, anyway. I am ready.
Elder calling them out. Man sending a message to the leaders of the Amerindians right now. He's saying, hey, what type of game you are playing? Me hearing much about what's going on with the MV Barima among other situations. Right? Ashmini, thanks for being a part of the live. I'm telling you, so many frequent travelers, so many new travelers. Leicester, what's going on? Leicester saying heartless, cruel, wicked, calling them out. Big up yourself, Leicester. Thanks for tuning in.
Total nonsense. I am shame and displeased. And it is time that we stand up as Guyanese together with each race uniting in this country. We can have a better Guyana. And we can have equal rights is something that we need. The Amerindian Act have the Amerindian people in this way living in poverty. There is no way that Amerindians benefit from this Amerindian Act. No way. No way I see it. I am 60 years of age and all I see is Tushaws and village council enriching themselves all the time. If we should go down and do an audit, we will find 95% cannot give full account.
Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Yes, this is my last calling because I gotta go and take my dinner. But let me praise you first that to give us that privilege. That's why I have to be careful with my words there. Forgive us that privilege that we could call in as many times.
Yeah, man, happy to be of
My
service.
grandmother always teach me that good thing has come to an end and bad thing has come to an end. So when a good time comes, enjoy it, because when bad time comes, don't cry. You have to face it as a man. No. This Amerindian brother talking. Hey, never everybody is an opinion. But the problem with me and them, that they have an opportunity in 2020. And they did not vote for the coalition 2020. Where were he to stand up amongst his people and the two shall say, hey, let me remember what David Grinder did for us after 23 years. He made our village town. He put internet all over in the Amerindian. He pumping billions and billions of dollars. Why? When Mr. David Grinder and his wife went into their neighborhood, the wife walked, well, let me say the first lady. The first lady walked with a book and gave a little Amerindian sister. And when she said, no, I cannot take the book. She said, why? Because I cannot read. You're not going to school. She said, no, my mother come and sent me to school under the PPP government for such 3 years. And when David Grinder said, I will make you go to school and read. And that's what David Grinder did. For them, Amerindian people. And it turned them back against that man 2020 election. Where were he? To stand up and say, look, remember what coalition did for us. We will not, it's because of the ungratefulness of Mackenzie people. Oh, God of mercy. Mackenzie people, something coming for you guys. Because what I did for Bonham and Bonham Foundation was taking them to wash it out. Because when my mom and daddy began to play like Bill, Bonham next Mackenzie people get it right. Bonham always protect the Amerindian people. When we grow up and know, you can't do them nothing wrong. Bonham tell you. So where was he in 2020 and 2025? But we remember Bonham Foundation did for us. I'll talk to you tomorrow, someday in the week.
Big up yourself, Flash. Thanks for calling in. And for dropping those insights with us on the live, right? Frequent travelers giving their contribution into the presentation. The elder Mr. Flash Garden. August 12th, many will experience something they never dream of. August 9th, that's 3 days away. Bobby, thanks for tuning in to the live presentation. I tell you, hey, we got a lot of frequent travelers in the chat, man. Thanks for tuning in.
Going to get pissed off. Hold on, Buttercup, because that's exactly the plan. No. In Guyana, country I'm from, everything is political. Everything is political. We can't get away from the fact we cannot sit and live in a world where we seem to not address the fact that everything is political. What I'm going to do is I am going to offer you an analogy, if you will, a comparison. Company A. Company A is efficient, it's effective, it has a leadership that we are all invested in. We being me, you, everybody. Yeah, we're invested in. And our hope for this is that they will do well, right? And they're doing well, they're doing pretty fairly well. They're generating lots of returns, lots of income, as well as generating lots of profit. So the company is doing well. Company B is another company that we're invested. Again, all of us are invested in this and we are looking for returns. Except in this company, the returns aren't dollars and cents. It's a standard of living or a quality of life. If you haven't figured it out yet, company A, private sector. Company B, public sector. Now I want you to think about this for a minute. The objectives of these two sectors are different, but they are run and managed in the same way. There is a leadership, an overarching leadership in the private sector, company A, it's a board of directors. In company B, it's parliament. In company A, beneath them, you have your C-suite. CFO, CEO, COO, CMO. In company B, you have your ministers, right? Government. Company A, you have your management team, your supervisory team, your staff. Yeah. Company B, you have your public sector, your permanent secretary, and then the team at the ministry. The objectives of both of these businesses is for you and I to get a return. That return on one side is money. On the other side is a standard and quality of living. Now I posited this in a group I'm in, and I asked them, as members of the private sector, if you ever have to show up at a ministry, public agency, if any time you have to interact with the public sector in any shape or form, and you, in order to have a good experience or to experience success or get exactly what you are there to get, you have to phone a friend. If that's what you have to do every single time you go to do a transaction, do you think that would apply in private sector? If you walked into my business and every time you came to do business with my company, you had to phone me because the cashier at the register is such a, as we would say, such a crass or got such a bad attitude that you need to call me as the boss, don't you think I would fix it? Don't you think the first thing on my agenda would be to fix it? Why wasn't it the first thing on, or isn't it the first thing on the agenda for ministers in Parliament to fix that. Because while right now we're all asking for the minister to resign, the minister to go on administrative leave, for him to be fired, so ask yourself, if a different government, if a different group of people, either from the opposition or somewhere else, were to come in and step into that upper level, the parliament, the ministerial level, before the permanent secretary, everything above the permanent secretary. If anybody different steps into that role, do you think they have the ability to change everybody and everybody's behavior from the private sector go down? From the permanent secretary level all the way down to the security guard and the drivers? Do you think they have the ability to change that? And if they have the ability to change it, how long do you think it would take them? A year? 2 years? 3 years? 5? Give me 10. If you could answer that, then you are ahead of me. Because that's the question I have. With the MV Barima and everything that's happening around the tragedy, my only question is, how are we going to fix the public sector? The government, not the politicians. Because as far as I'm concerned, politics by nature is a corrupt game. The rules are different. And so anyone for me that enters into politics, I put them into a category that says, treat with caution. But the permanent secretary, go down. Those we consider to be public servants, those who we consider to be the foundation for how our society runs, and who sets the tone for the standard of living for each and every one of us. Because that's the measure, that's the marker. I am here to give y'all, I am here to help you to think differently about how everything runs in our country. Not just in political times or in tragedy or catastrophe, but in general, for you to think differently. The objective of the public sector is to improve the standard of living of the country and the people in it. Our public sector don't do that. Our public sector, have you ever heard them even state or try or even anything like that? No, because that's not what's on their mind, but that's their job. In private sector, we focus on return on investment. How much money you put in, it must be multiplied. In public sector, my expectation is that when I give you how much $1 trillion budget, on the other side, you give me a higher standard of living. But until we understand that that's the measure by which we are holding everybody that's in the public sector, not just the managers of the sector, aka the politicians, the oppositions, and all of them in parliament. Not until we accept and understand that they are the managers of that sector, and they
remind you guys, in fact, that is your own people would betray you. They would sell you to the dogs, and it's a dog-eat-dog world for them. Now in Guyana, mostly, I'm speaking of right now, they have this mentality that if I'm doing good and you're doing good, you just can't do better than I am doing, or it's going to be a problem. So the Tashaus in the community that allow that is a part of that boat sinking, it is a fact, because they and their family have taken that same boat and know the conditions and everything else that goes on, okay? So the little bit more that they're getting than the people of the community that they're supposed to be helping and serve, they feel that's okay and enough for them because they're doing a little bit better than their fellow brother and sister in the interior. And while Amerindian people are peaceful people, they're quiet, They don't come out and picket, and they don't burn buildings and cause roadblocks and all these stuff. They don't do those kinds of things. They're peaceful people. They're very contentive people. And they should come out of that, I think, because if they keep on being quiet people, then they're going to be continuing impasse. They're going to be taken advantage of for decades more to come. And if not for yourself, do it for your future children, because they're the ones you're going to leave behind. And they're the ones that are going to be like, why didn't our grandparents fought more for us? So this whole outreach thing, while it is something good that they're doing, they should have been doing that all along, like every now and then, like every year, not close to the election or when a tragedy happens. Okay, come out and outreach to everybody. And you're now going in communities and showing them you're going to do this and saying you're going to do that and saying, and all of that is in distraction of you not bringing up the boat. How long more is going to be? When you do bring it up, what is going to be? All rust and mud? There's going to be nothing to investigate. The salt water out there is going to destroy everything. So it's something that you need to open your eyes and see about. And what you guys should fight for is equality for everyone. Okay, equality, because it's not just about African and Indians in Guyana. There's lots of other races, and one of the biggest other race that everybody seems to be neglecting are Amerindians. And while most of them live in the interior and they're spaced off, they still deserve the same kind of treatment and quality, better quality of life like you guys are having, you know? But now because it doesn't affect you directly, you're not going to say anything about it. Come out and speak up about things. Don't be afraid of their little intimidating stuff. Yes, they're demoting you. But think about it. If everybody stopped going to work, if they fire everybody or demote everybody, how the country is going to run? It's the majority they're afraid of. So they're going to punish a few so the rest of you was going to get in line. Come on. Think. They can't run a country with just ministers, can they? If no police officer, no nurses, and nobody show up to work, how is the country going to run? Everybody has to stick together. This is not just about, not because your husband, your children, your babies didn't float and lost at the bottom of the ocean, you're not going to say anything about it. Okay? Think about it from a human perspective. All the Tashaw's you failed, all of you failed, and you go there and you enjoy your little bit of dinner and drinks that they give you here and there and thinking, oh, this is good life. I could go back and talk about this experience. But you did nothing for your people. Do you think that makes you fit to rule? Have the power? That one anointed himself king and think he has all the power. And he is helping his family and friends and building legacy for his children, while your family have to take an old boat risk that. And the other one I heard the other day has one engine, and that's not new. That is not new. I took the new Sabanto or whichever one is called from Parika to Supanam in 2023. And it's the journey back from Supanam to Parika took us 4.5 hours because they had one engine alone working. And about an hour and a half away from this Parika Stellin, they shut the engine off and just started drifting with the tide. My dad said that he assumed that they're probably doing that to sell the fuel that they're using because, you know, everything in Guyana is a hustle. Nevertheless, we had babies on the boat, we had kids on the boat, and we all suffered. We got home till after 1 in the morning, and our family had to go all the way up the East Coast. They got home like 2 or 3 in the morning. So this is the kind of stuff, the quality that you are expecting for yourself as president and ministers and the people that follow under that is not the same quality you and I get or regular people get. Okay, we deserve those kinds of quality too. We deserve to have certain experiences. And the housing minister, you had the audacity in parliament to preach about truly houses being traditional, while you, a hypocrite, a corrupt hypocrite, have multiple properties and none of them have a truly roof or truly surrounded. All right, ain't nothing tradition about that. As I've said it before, it's what people that don't have options, that's what they have to do, okay? So don't give me that crap. And yes, that blame, the fault for that tragedy is not just the captain and his crew being intoxicated, okay? It's years and years of neglect from every government, but the one that has been there sitting the longest is the one that it happened under right now, and they're the one should be held accountable. And yes, Indar and Edgel should go. They shouldn't still be there. Accountability, if you had any shred of decency as a president, you would see that is not just about, oh, blind loyalty and we protecting our own. This is, people died, okay? People died on that boat. A lot of people died. So think about it. You can't just charge more the charge on people that didn't have the intention to go out there and sink that boat on purpose. That they didn't get up that day and be like, you know what, we're gonna go and sink. More the charges are for people with the intent to kill. All right, so you cannot charge the captain and his crew and just left the people there that give the okay to send that boat out. That boat, according to your documents, should have been dry docked in the beginning of July. The latter half of the year would have been the beginning of July. That boat didn't sink on the first week in July, okay? So you're gonna delay the bringing up of the boat, so the salt water is gonna completely destroy any evidence to show that the engine wasn't working, the pumps wasn't working, everything is going to be corroded and full with mud and everything else. And the ministers are still going to be there shamelessly, bare face, and still go on like business as usual. No, that can't be allowed. Think ethically. Had that been your wife and your children that happened under, would you still protect them blinded loyalty? Will you still, if they did something that caused the life of your wife and your child or your mother and your father, would you still come out in your numbers on the people comment section and all these kinds of things and defend these people if it had directly happened to you? No. Amerindian people are peaceful people, but I think y'all sitting down too long. These people underestimating y'all power and y'all strength. They're underestimating it. So y'all need to speak up for yourself, okay? Speak up. This impasse and this advantage can't continue. It shouldn't continue, if not for yourself, for your children and your grandchildren. Pick better people that can represent yourself, represent your community, or represent yourself.
I'm telling you, a number of persons analyzing it. What are your views, Delta9 travelers? A number of persons in the chat calling it out as well. Frequent travelers, new travelers here with us. Ashmini is saying this. Everything has its place and its time. Powerful point. When I watched Jagbio at Watuka House in Linden telling his audience that he will give them the land and homes there, I see a man that has no clue about the history of Linden. Aye, aye, aye. Big up yourself, PA, and thanks for dropping those insights into this comment section as we analyze a number of headlines before we begin the work week. We're analyzing a number of things that were trending and trending right now, right? Big up to all of the frequent travelers that are live with us. Everybody right now in the chat. Given the recent revelations, do you think the CCJ may be biased towards the Mohammeds 77% is saying yes. What are your views about that, Delta9 travelers? %2% is saying no, there is no bias towards the Mohammeds coming from the CCJ. Well, guess what? DJ Magnum was highlighting certain things about Lola Dahl recently in other trending news. As we jump into the headlines trending right now before we simmer in to the beginning of the work week. Let's hear some of these details right now before we hear from Lola herself.
Guyana. What if Lola didn't get shot? What if all of this was scripted for fame and to drive fear? Now people are going to say Magnum is a madman. But what if what I'm saying can be proven? Would this lead us back to when Tupac got shot? Would this lead us back to when Biggie got shot? Or me a OD? What would you say about our justice system if this can be proven? What would we say about the law that is supposed to be protecting us?
With an accent we don't even belong to ancestors. Ain't nobody want to hear though. And when you end them booking you, you want to run out like you're a bad or well, you reach your bad bitch stage. We're gonna done career completely in this country. Matter of fact, you done already. You got a career. You of your own self throw away your career when you see other people and other DJs making money. You're fighting them down from one fight down to the next. From one, if it's not the artist, it's a DJ. You talking about this portion, I was talking about the portion, and I was talking about Gully Ras, this and Gully Ras. You can't dress like Gully Ras. Gully Ras is getting more bookings than you. Everybody that you ever talk about doing better than film. Everybody making money right now. Everybody looking for the little money wrong around places. One place you get in book. One. And it's red jog on my youth. And if you don't do flunky work for the boss, if you don't do flunky work for the boss like white people shoe, you're not gonna get a 15,000 on a Sunday night. So get you to me in this life. Kind about long. You see your face? Imagine as a makeup artist doing makeup since I was 15 years old. And my face ain't got more holes than you. My face in.
What if Lola didn't get shot? What if all of this was scripted for fame and to drive fear? Now people are going to say Magnum is a madman. But what if what I'm saying can be proven? Would this lead us back to when Tupac got shot? Would this lead us back to when Biggie got shot? Or me a OD? What would you say about our justice system if this can be proven? What would we say about the law that is supposed to be protecting us? What if this can be proven? A nation that was built on lies and deception will automatically collapse when the truth arrives. and the truth shall set us free.
Lynn, them so motherfucking proud of you. Send back the old power, nigga Rosa to 100 fake chain, boy, crack. Just like the sharks. The boy about to go. Like you in Jamaica, no my bomb clot. And then the boy say, we party for them. This time, but this time the auntie you don't good. Yes, what is this? Me got grasses. Yeah, I don't like when I day me car, no. Yeah, I don't like when I day me car, no. Yeah, I don't like though. Yeah, I don't feel good. Oh my God. Well, if you think I freaking you, I just take a long before I get fixed. It's got probe me before I get fixed. And I meet with you stinking you. You picking up for smelly cat. Two y'all smelly together. This why when she don't get no bookings, you know. She's half of people come to the party free of charge. Nobody then beg. Listen, she is 2 times she went in Red Dragon can't perform. Or she do perform nobody. That the first time she can't drop no video. The first time she go in there is he bring she. And he running down the hype so bad that the club got enough people around 1, 2 o'clock the morning. That was the first time when she come out when we first starting the whole thing. They're in the club. I wish they're in the club. Magna was to put the girl up on stage. She go up with entourage. Me know she's pay all them people with not a cent. Because if me's got they're paying over 200, 300,000 for me team. Bitch, I'm going to run broke. And I know I'm telling you're going to run fucking broke. I'm mad trying to catch up with me. Okay? I'm not going to embarrass you every time. Every time I'm going to embarrass you. But here now, I say, or come out with the team. This time, when he see people, he trying to make a comeback. When he see people, he want to give away the mic. He want to give away the mic at all.
Well, it look like Magnum is definitely going to have to pick up the mic and put on back the artist hat and drop a tune, because as you heard, Lola done drop a tune already, because it wouldn't be a beef with Lola if she didn't have a tune on your head. I'm telling you. And we done heard that that's the case in this situation here again. Big up to all of those who are in the live right now, all of the frequent travelers, everybody who takes some time out to call in, all of those who dropped their insights into the comment section and made this live presentation what it is. If you ain't thumbs up the live yet, buddy, it don't cost you nothing. Hit the thumbs up button, man. Thumbs up the live so that this video will be boosted in the algorithm and persons locally, internationally will get an opportunity to be updated with the headlines that we will have shared right here. And it helps to boost the channel in the algorithm as well. Play your part in advocating for everything that we got going on right here on Delta9 Media. The flight would have landed right here for this live presentation. We will be live again tomorrow at 8 a.m. We got another live presentation where we're going to be getting into so many other updates that we weren't able to cover in this 2-hour segment that we were live with you for this one, right? So make sure you tune in, look out for the notifications, because we will be live again in the morning, 8 a.m. Plus, we might have other videos that we upload before then, so look out for the notifications for them as well, right? If you're looking for the 2 other channels that we got on YouTube right now, I'm going to share them. Subscribe, buddy. We're aiming for 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month on Delta9 Media No Filter. We got almost 30-something thousand, 33,000 on this platform. And it's nothing for those persons that see this live, because I know every time we do a live, we get thousands of views, persons from all over the world. Take a couple of seconds, man. Scan the barcode or just type in Delta9 Media No Filter. Subscribe to the No Filter channel. We want to do some different content. There's so much more to Delta9 Media than these presentations that we do. But because this channel is formatted in a particular manner, we don't want to now give persons content that they're not used to on this platform. We got stuff from the range. We got videos with different lives, behind the scenes from music video shoots, all kind of other things that we could put up on the platform. Subscribe, Delta9 Media No Filter. And if you're into the esoterics, you love the study, and you like to get into the insights behind these political conversations, Gnosis Focus is a channel that you should subscribe to. We already got thousands of videos on Gnosis Focus and a whole lot of scholarship, insights, and a lot of content there for you to enjoy. Big up to all of the travelers. And if you would like to connect with us on WhatsApp as well, that's the link to our WhatsApp group, Delta9 Media WhatsApp group. Big up to all of the travelers. Thank you for being a part of this presentation once again. If you can catch it in the rewind, do remember to subscribe. It don't cost you nothing, but it will keep you connected with everything trending in Guyana and in the diaspora. One love, and I'll catch you in the next presentation at 8 tomorrow, 8 a.m. that is.
100% wild-crafted CMOS. Only the best, 'cause you deserve nothing less. 8 Butterfly.